If you're planning your very first overnight backpacking trip or have been pondering a fresh and adventurous way to elevate your next night of camp, stick around. I'm going to share what every beginner solo backpacker should know before hitting the trail so you can skip the sometimes painful and awkward rookie mistakes and actually enjoy your adventure. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing safe and well out there. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. My name's Dave. And for my returning friends, it's great to see you again. Let's dive in. It can be tempting to plan big, with vivid visions of grand adventure to sate one's ever-growing wanderlust. Your first trip doesn't need to be epic. Pick a short, well-marked trail, stay one night, and focus on learning the basics. You'll begin to acclimate and gain experience without introducing undue risk. Keeping things simple is the best way to build confidence and make your first solo trip enjoyable. Looking at gear, let's start with the big three: your backpack, sleep system, and shelter. Focus on comfort and reliability without focusing too heavily on ultralight items just yet. You don't need fancy and budget-breaking gear, just gear that works and keeps you safe. Used gear and camping supplies are easy to find and often available for a bargain on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, especially in bundle deals. I bought my first lightweight tent and backpack secondhand over a decade ago, and they're still going strong today. Backpacks can often range in sizes, so try to pick one that fits you best to maximize comfort. And speaking of packs, be sure to include any medications, supplements, or personal care items you'll need throughout the day and night. And it doesn't have to be extensive, but a small first aid kit can be invaluable if you get a cut, sting, or come in contact with irritating or poisonous plants. Next, know your route, including mileage, elevation, and nearby water sources. Download offline maps to your phone or bring printed or an official trail map. Be sure to research your destination's area for any parking, entrance, camping fees, permits, burn bans, wildlife considerations, or temporary closures due to weather or federal government shutdown. Keep in mind that some areas require the use of a bear canister for food storage in lieu of a food sack tree hang. Bear canisters come in a range of sizes to best accommodate storage needs and trip duration. Always share your destination with someone you trust. Let them know what time you plan to arrive and when you intend to return home. Additionally, check both trail reports and the weather forecast before you plan to head out. Plan to maintain your route and don't deviate on your way to camp. Don't let weather ruin your first trip. Always check both daytime and nighttime temperatures. 40 degrees Fahrenheit at night feels very different when you're sleeping in it. Even if the forecast looks perfect, pack for rain and colder temperatures than you might expect. Seasoned and environmentally minded backpackers leave no trace. Keep a reasonable distance when camping near water sources, pack out your trash, and respect the trail and wildlife. As they say, leave only footprints. The more we care for the outdoors, the better it'll be for everyone who follows. Will you carry all the water you'll need for drinking, cooking, and cleaning? Or go lighter and collect your water along the trail to filter or purify? If you plan to treat your water, make sure you're familiar with your filtration or purification method before heading out. That knowledge can prevent you from inadvertently ingesting harmful bacteria or pathogens that can make you seriously ill. This is one category of gear I'd recommend buying new every time to ensure cleanliness and efficacy. There are plenty of options out there available, so choose the one that fits you best to meet your backpacking style. I've used the Sawyer Squeeze and Mini for several years, and they've proven reliable and convenient for me, both at camp and while on the go. When it comes to trail food, dehydrated meals can be a backpacker's best friend. Compact, lightweight, and easy to prepare after a long day. Bring a small stove, fuel, and a lightweight pot or mug. When you're ready to eat, boil water, pour it into the meal pouch, stir, and let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes to rehydrate. This approach saves time, reduces pack weight, and just keeps cleanup easier. Just wipe out your pot and you're set for the next meal. If you're buying pre-made meals, choose options you already know and that fit your dietary and digestive needs. The backcountry isn't the place to experiment with unfamiliar or potentially unsavory foods. A good restorative night's rest can make a huge difference while out in the wild. Pick a flat, debris-free campsite, and if possible, one free of stinging insects or critter burrows. Clear away any rocks or sticks before setting up your tent. Always check above your site for loose branches or unstable trees that could fall unexpectedly. If something above looks unsafe, do your best to select another spot to stake up for the night. Don't risk it otherwise. You can check out the video linked above for more tips on campsite safety. Whether you plan to make use of a rigid bear canister or challenge yourself to a food storage tree hang, be sure to store food, odorous refuse, or scent-heavy items securely and a generous distance away from where you bed down for the night. This will better ensure no inquisitive bears or critters visit you in the night looking for a quick and easy meal. Personally, I prefer to love my forest friends from a distance. Heading into the evening, use a reliable sleep pad or inflatable mattress for insulation and comfort. It'll keep you warmer and off the cold ground. Make sure your sleeping bag or quilt is rated for the expected temperatures and wear dry base layers to stay cozier through the night. If possible, before your first trip, try setting up your gear and spend a planned, low-risk night camping in your backyard. It's a great way to test your setup, identify any gear issues, and make sure you're fully prepared. You might discover you're missing a few tent stakes or that your tent has a small puncture you hadn't noticed before. And trust me, it's so much better to find out at home than on the trail. When nature calls in the backcountry, you've got to be ready to answer responsibly. And that means knowing how to use a cathole. Start by finding a spot at least 200 feet from any water source, trail, or campsite. Look for an area with soft, rich soil. Dig a hole about 6 to 8 inches deep and 4 to 6 inches wide. When you're deep in the backcountry, a lightweight backpacking trowel works well enough, but if you don't have one, a sturdy stick or flat edge rock can get the job done with a bit more added effort. When it's go time, aim for the hole. If you use toilet paper, the best practice is to pack it out in a sealed bag. In some areas, you can bury it, but check local rules first. Once you're done, fill the hole back in, smooth it over, and disguise it with leaves or pine needles. That keeps animals away and helps the area recover more quickly. Finish by cleaning up with hand sanitizer or biodegradable soap and far from any streams. It's all part of the leave no trace mindset that keeps our trails and lands beautiful for everyone. When you're heading out on a solo backpacking trip, preparation starts long before you hit the trail. Out there, you're your own backup plan, so it pays to work out the kinks at home first. Lay everything out on the floor and perform a mental checklist. You may discover you've missed an important piece of gear or find you've begun to pack duplicate items. If you're planning to use a water filter, run a liter of water through it to ensure it flows and filters well. Make sure everything fits, functions, and keeps you comfortable. Test your stove and meals before your trip. It's much better to discover now that something doesn't cook properly or doesn't suit your taste than to find out after a long, tiring day miles from civilization. Do a full gear test and dry run. Pack your bag and adjust the fit, and take it for a short hike. You'll quickly notice what's missing, what's extra, and what needs tweaking. It's a lot easier to spot and fix mistakes at home where you have time, light, and backup supplies than to discover when you're cold, tired, and alone in the wild. Preparation isn't just about checking off boxes, it's about building confidence. When you know your gear and trust your setup, the trail feels less uncertain and a lot more enjoyable. When you're out backpacking solo, the most important piece of gear isn't in your pack, it's your mindset. Out there, things don't always go according to plan, and that's part of the experience. Maybe a piece of gear fails. Maybe you take a wrong turn, twist an ankle, or the weather shifts on you. These moments test your patience and creativity, and they reveal how prepared you truly are. A proper mindset means staying calm, flexible, and resourceful. Instead of panicking, take a breath, assess what's in front of you, and work with what you have. Sometimes that means using gear in new ways, rerouting your plan, or slowing down to make a safer choice. True preparedness isn't just about carrying the right tools. It's about having the mental flexibility to adapt when things go sideways. Every challenge on the trail, every torn strap, a wrong turn, a storm rolling in, is an opportunity to learn and grow. The backcountry has a way of humbling us, but it also bolsters experience. When you approach every problem with patience, creativity, and composure, you turn setbacks into stories and experience into wisdom. In the end, your most valuable piece of gear is the mindset that keeps you steady and moving forward. Your first overnight backpacking trip will teach you more than any video ever could. But hopefully this one helps you hit the trail informed and better equipped for a new challenge. If you found this video helpful and insightful, please slap that thumbs up and share your biggest beginner mistake down in the comments section. I'd love to hear your story. And if you're ready to explore some reliable and budget-friendly backpacking gear to further refine your future outings, go check out the video right over here. And as always, stay safe out there, guys.